So I'm gonna put some music on. We're going to I'm going to oh nope. So oh, ah, my headphones were not plugged in. Okay. Um okay. Okay, hi. So I just got home. I'm still wearing my work clothes. I am going to go to the bathroom real fast. I'm going to get changed clothes, and in about 5 minutes, we will be playing Danganronpa, the second trial, which will probably take almost the whole 3 hours. Not gonna lie to you. Um, so I'm gonna play some music. You guys are just gonna have a good time while I play. You are just gonna do that. We're gonna play some music. We're going to have a vibe, and anyways, so y'all listen to this. Thanks to Ross Bajin for this, and y'all are going to just vibe for a few minutes while I get ready for stream because I just got home, like I said. Anyways, babe can entertain you for a few minutes if y'all so want.
Santa got me a fat Barbie. I wanted a skinny Barbie.
Oh my god.
Playing in my head all day. I don't know why. I'm also very tired.
Oh, my poor baby. She tired. She had 3 tests today and therapy.
And I got 4 projects due on Thursday.
Really?
Don't be a vec tech. Oh, I love it.
Are you done most of your projects? 2 out of 4.
Well, no. Wait. Hold up.
You entertain. I'm gonna go pee.
No, that's a lie. 1. That's what. Hello. I don't know what I'm not as entertaining as my girlfriend.
Loud. Everyone clap for my girlfriend getting a 90 on her test. Okay, anyways. Wait. Alrighty, folks. We're gonna play. The one. I'm back. Ooh, my stomach hurts like a motherfucker. Not gonna lie to you. But we're gonna get through this trial. Well, when do you have lab tomorrow? Okay, so I'm still leaving. Okay, we will change cars around later. 9 to 12? YMCA. But bomb doesn't actually. Bomb doesn't die.
I think
Big yiker. All October. Doing a flash day on Halloween. Yeah, we'll also be doing a flash day on Halloween Day. But one's all month long.
I want to attack.
Also,
Are we still?
we're probably gonna get. Hale, hale, mole. I just realized Instagram.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
No,
it's
it's
the Wi-Fi.
no fucking shit.
Oh,
There's a whole fucking like out WhatsApp push and Facebook all went fucking down. John, if you had a fucking iPhone, I could have sent you this with no issues, bitch. No, I'm gonna play with keyboard because I need precision. Precision. I know, baby. Is an assessment tomorrow or is it
no,
just?
I've been reading girls microbiology. Once PE. I've done this.
Oh, you're fine.
Review it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. She's like, well, I don't have COVID. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have COVID? Well, there was.
I told her perfect size for you. Size for beetle. Perfect size. None of it sent.
My girlfriend's a moron.
That seems.
Oh my god. When your best friend and girlfriend, who once hated each other, are now probably more in love than the two of you ever will be.
Do you hate it though?
No, I love it, but it's fucking weird.
Maybe because
I'm about chapter 2, but I'm about to start the trial, so chapter 2 is almost done. What do you mean? Don't shut the fuck up. That's what I do. Don't shut up. Alrighty, so that's all the skills. Check. How many truth bullets do we got? I'm on like the easiest mode, so like it's super easy to know which truth bullet because they only give me one. What? I hate my life. Okay. Let's begin. Trial. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
Grab some food.
So, your votes will determine the
Okay,
results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But
Persona?
if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone
fuck,
besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will
Okay.
graduate. Okay, then. So,
Oh, no, I left it at
first
work.
off,
Never mind.
let's talk about the murder
There's some
weapon.
pasta and meatballs with some. First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Even though we all know, we gotta, like real trial, folks. I only get one. That's how easy I'm making myself.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
The weapon has to be at the scene of the crime. There's something with a blood stain on it. Yeah, so I'm gonna let them read through the whole thing once and then make my choice, even though I only have
Chihiro's
one
fatal
choice.
Injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Ah, fuck!
That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
I know what I'm
It
doing.
appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Got it.
No, that's wrong.
Incorrect, hero. Ah, fuck.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
I think.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act
Okay.
is already quite clear.
My mic is
What?
stupid. We're gonna
For
admit
real?
that right now.
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
What? We have stuff. Yeah. I'm getting food. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to the non-stop debate. Yes, please. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep the white noise from getting in your way. And how is that? Press the right mouse button to touch the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual mark with your silencer instead of the white noise, you die. The time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. This will be interesting, folks, because I'm a moron. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all! Me! In which case, you can just forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. I'm on gentle. Well then, good luck and have fun! That's me! Oh shit, I don't know how to change the setting. I'm so upset.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is.
Dumbass. Thing Byakuya showed me in the archive. One look at that and anyone would be convinced. It shows that this was the work of Genocide Jack.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Incorrect.
No, that's wrong. I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
Oh my.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I blame this on me. The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know, is, if I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way.
Okay, thank you.
Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
Incorrect!
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
Ah, shit, some of my pills fell.
There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes And no.
Another riddle? Man, why's this gotta be so complicated?
It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. Well, the answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Oh shit. Oh god. Oh shit. Shit. I don't. Hold up. Yeah. I'm playing a game, babe. Oh, guess what? Baby. I found my books. They were at work. Who's them? Lost library books. Did you heat this up, babe? No, it's okay. Thank you, though. Baby, it's okay.
No.
Stop.
No, because he said it was kind of warm. I thought it was kind of.
Thank you. Spoiled. I have no idea what to do. That's not a
Now
word.
I understand.
Is
it because Genocide Jack
that
has a
was
split
that was
personality?
that was correct?
Huh?
I think I read that.
You're telling me I spelled schizo correctly, and not only that, that was the answer? You can see why I don't like Trial 2.
They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
One thing that shows Toko could have a split personality has to do with her behavior. Her behavior changed?
I got it!
Yeah.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? Not how it works. Oh my god, my mom's calling me. Hi, Mom.
Hey, where's Sadie?
Babe, is Sadie down here?
Oh.
Well, she's not down here. I wasn't told to bring Sadie home. You still on this? Okay. Love you, bye. What? How? Oh shit.
How do you lose a dog as big as Sadie?
Hey!
Come on.
Make fun of my dog.
A fat beagle.
God, I'm having so many issues right fucking now, Jesus. Nobody told me to go get the dog. That's my sibling's job. My sibling's job is to go walk the dog to my grandparents and then to school and then go to my grandparents, pick up the dog, and come home. How's that my fault? Just hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top inning and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have
Shocked?
only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise. Don't worry, never again. Won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. Huge thud echoed across the courtroom. But in the next second,
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Yes. What the heck?
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
intense.
Like they say, sound and murderous mind, sound and murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend genocide Jack? This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid! And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Oh shit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
A monster? Maybe. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. Status of the dead body.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Are you sure about that? Okay, I have to just focus on remembering Chihiro's body. That must have the answer. This should prove that what he said isn't quite right.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches.
Incorrect.
No, that's wrong. Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
You don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
I love Genocide Jill. I'm saying it right now.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Ragu?
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and stomach. I know what it is. Fatal injury.
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Mm-hmm. That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. In photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all of the victims were stabbed through their hands. Drum roll, everyone. How was she suspended? What was used to suspend her?
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
Scissors.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
There's three. Who can guess?
There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Lolly girl. When I first played him, let's see. There's a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit. So I didn't know what the lolly was until I watched My Hero Academia. Season 4. When we look at the names of every victim, what you notice is... I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Chihiro was a female.
I got it!
Genocide Jill
Is
only
it
kills
because
males.
Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken Harada, 32. Toshihiro Honda, 17. Soji Gaku, 23. Kano Iz... It's a bunch of names.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
A lot.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival.
My cat just tried licking the... Babe. Baby. Our daughter just tried to eat my salad. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive...
Why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
And I... Ooh.
That does make some amount of sense.
What?
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors!
Why? Because therapy?
Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Aside Jill.
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
So I'm going to explain what just happened. Toko has dissociative identity disorder. And one of her personalities is a serial killer. Yeah.
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
I love this bitch.
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Yes.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Hold on. There is one person. One person who had copied the Genocide Jack case. Oh, we know who it is, folks. Monokuma. No.
Here's my answer.
Byakuya.
Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all? Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
No shit.
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
When he asked me to help
Looking
you.
back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms? They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious. Seems nobody searched the locker room. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There's a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. They make it clear to everyone. No! Truth flashback. You aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button. Then you'll memorize that weak spot. The memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. You shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. You don't seem to have an answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullet. It might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. But instead of timing flashbacks, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? I'm stupid though. In this case though, I will say that if you don't use flashback, you won't be refuting anything. God fuck. Good luck and have fun.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realized there's a clear contradiction there.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls'
I genuinely have
room,
no idea.
You absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
I am so confused. Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
No, I did that.
Shoot!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
Fuck. Okay, I'm assuming
So,
it's.
you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird. How?
if you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls'
I might lose
locker
this.
room,
I might lose this.
Absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong.
Oh! I'm a moron. I haven't played in like almost a week.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I'm cornered, but it's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Differences between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. Evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. Extension cord?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
No.
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong.
I fucked up. I should have waited to get the other one. Shit. Oh well.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before.
Right.
Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
During your dad, he's totally calm, calmly unconcerned. As he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
True.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime.
People wonder why I don't
Specifically,
like
I
Byakuya.
dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
You're a dick. Wait, was that just now? Right. Sarah's bar was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off the way he said. The scene of...
I got it!
Yeah.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
That's not what we're questioning, bitch.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya. Did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Prof. Evidence to show the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boy... Oh, the, posters, right?
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Lesbians.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms.
The stain?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. Ooh.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
I love Charles. I get to talk
To move
less.
the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Oh, fuck.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gone into the boys' locker room? Yes!
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Never mind, I'm a moron. I forgot. Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she'd get into the boys' locker room. I'm a moron. I forgot it was Leon's. But when we found Leon's handbook in the main hall, there's no doubt that it was. In which case, can Chili say that she used it?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it!
Shit.
She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate
I don't know
programmer,
how
after all.
to zoom.
I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Oh my god.
What
I ate a little too
I'm
much.
talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Boom.
No, that's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Nope.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Bzzzt! You can't fix an e-handbook! The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring!
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya!
Is that it then? Hiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya was the one who did it? Really? Still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. When she took us, and where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring widely at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
What? You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Another reason why I hate this trial. I really hate this trial.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was Guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh, no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
How they treat Chihiro at this point forward, at least most of the characters, makes me really unhappy. Anyways, yeah, anyways. Anyways.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
I think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So, Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it.
Moon.
But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder.
There we go.
At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
Facts.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
This bitch.
Mark it as
This bitch.
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
if you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Yo, I'm craving
Damn
Starbucks.
straight. Count me in.
Do you not
What?
have a mind of your own?
Of
Like,
course
it's
I do.
so late.
What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
What?
Our lives are all on the line.
What time does IKEA close
Excellent.
at?
Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
It's 7:30. It's 7:30 though. Who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? Yeah, we can go this weekend. There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. Killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means he's a ghoul guy. I forgot the word. Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, who you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But still not enough. I need to find some more clues.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have
Maybe.
said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
You bother your daughter.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Yo, he's as dramatic as me.
No! Not game over!
Baby girl, why are you looking like that? No, as a matter of fact, there is an eyewitness account regarding Chihiro. She has more information about that. Oh, if we go to IKEA,
Isn't there a
can
single clue that
get
might
Starbucks.
lead us to who did it?
the books and go to
Clues
chapters.
are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
Baby girl.
I'm sure if someone
Girl.
saw the killer, they would
Why
have
you
said
looking-
something by now.
Perhaps someone
posing
saw the
weird.
victim at some point.
Look at her.
Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
I think I have to
It's over.
shoot it
It's all
in the
over.
next one.
You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only
No, it's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just
Celeste.
hurry up and tell us!
But I hate her at the same time.
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
Who's on garbage duty? Who's on
And
garbage
that
duty?
is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Who did it? Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of
Also,
times.
am I wrong? I
and he
swear they were like
always
a lot more
declined.
insulting to
Probably
Chihiro.
because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Maybe I was wrong, but I swear the last time when I watched one,
Which
they were like
means that
really
conversely,
offensive.
He must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Do I, Kyoko? Do I fucking
Huh?
really?
You
Do
know
I?
who the killer is.
Do I? No, I don't.
Seriously?
I mean, I do,
Who is it? Who's
but
the
I
killer?
don't know who.
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
What
Are
the?
you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
How does Celeste do her hair every morning?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
No,
Even
'cause
if
that'd
we
be
had
too
the
easy.
equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say. But fine.
Hina.
Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's
There's plenty in my
jacket?
nose.
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Hell yeah. Does Chihiro's track jacket really have the color? Somehow, it's really hard to believe. Jesus. Celeste's account.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
Oh, shit, I remember now.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
He's right. What he said just now is really odd. How did he know something like that?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading.
Didn't
He
mean
was
to do
on
that.
his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask,
Stop.
why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
Streaming. I'm not
What
done
do you
yet.
mean, the specific tracksuit?
Unless you want to go get it.
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Stop doing schoolwork.
So,
Take a break
what
tonight.
you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue track.
No, that's wrong.
No. No thanks.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Fuck.
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
I saw him stuffing a track jacket in the duffel bag. And then I assumed he headed off to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
How did he know?
You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it.
We never
The
found
bag
the
and
clothes.
clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility. Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
Stuffed the jacket in her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
Oh shit! Oh
That's
shit!
right.
Ah!
However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Uh-oh.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
He's strong.
That's a good question.
Because I hate him! The way he was acting.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
The way he was talking.
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer
I'm
to
a
him
moron.
as dude.
Fuck.
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Because he's acting weird too, because the body was
Are you a
wrong.
witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
You are one. You're literally the leader of
You
a
would
biker
never do
gang.
something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
Baby, no
That
more.
was
I'm
fast.
gonna lock the door.
Well, this does
No,
present
but
us
I
with
will
a
try.
problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Ooh.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Oh shit. You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to... Chihiro?
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the
Oh,
scene of the
fuck
crime,
yeah.
right?
I'm an
For a
idiot.
fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
They're not. They're
You're
not.
right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
2 out of 4.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely
Babe, what are you
did
playing?
the handbooks get broken?
It's your like opera music and it's Bioshock. Not a handbook break. There's only one possible. I think it's weak
I
point.
got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
But it didn't tell us what.
Yeah! You remember that?
Bitch.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and 2 of them broke in quick succession, then
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
Fair.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a
My
special
cat sits
announcement.
like my fucking.
The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is...
My cat sits like
when it's
Monokuma.
exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burned.
'Cause it's steam.
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
That
if
too.
the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, You'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
My friend had a sauna growing up.
Interesting. I learned one new fact
We
today.
ran around that shit all the
That is a
time.
mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
We do.
I might know someone who did.
Two people. No
Seriously?
one.
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Well, who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? That'd be the one who wore all their clothes in the sauna. It was...
Here's my answer.
R.I.P.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill.
Are you sure?
I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but if I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Make your argument. Fuck.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during their sauna showdown. If I can just prove that. And that will show that the handbook Mondo has must actually be...
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Fuck!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
How do I...
If what he says is correct...
you broke your own hand.
In
Got
other
it.
words, if Mondo's handbook is accurate, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, that's wrong.
Got it.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
Booyah.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit, but no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
There's so much of this that like I deadass forget because it's been a while since. Okay, so okay. Yeah, so grabbed the thing, saw Celeste, was trying to hide it, pointed it out, hit it, said bye. Shit, where is it? Oh shit, where we go? This one. Use that. Okay, so entered, said hi, thing. Oh, fuck. That. Hit. No, because that... These are so hard to look at. Byakuya. So Byakuya found the body, smiled, thing, tied them up, thrown in the blood. I think that's... correct. I'm so confused. I don't think this is right. Let me. Okay, so grab the suit. Celeste was there. Celeste pointed out the suit. Hit it. Act 2. It goes into the voice changer. Says hi to Mondo. They talk. He picks up the thing. Blood splatter on the poster. Drops it. Realizes what he did. Rolls up the carpet. Takes down the poster. Brings him into the girls' change room.
Here's exactly what happened.
I hope I'm right.
First, let's take a look back.
I
to
hope
before
I'm
the incident.
right. Review it.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
Yeah, that was right.
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Shit. Those have to get swapped. There we go. Okay. So, gets in and walks in. Okay. Says hi, talks, picks up, gets hit, blood splatter, moves everything to the girls' locker room, uses the car key, puts it up, puts them down, swaps everything. Yakia comes in, look at that face! Look at that face! With the stuff, tries to reenact it. I'm gonna go with if something else is wrong, these two have to get swapped.
Here's exactly
Let's try
what
this.
With bag in hand,
I'm an
Chihiro
idiot
headed
and we
out,
all know this.
even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Thank God.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro.
Whack! Crunch!
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Whack. Bam. Bam. What's the fucking...
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
My throat's really dry.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
This seems like so much work.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course.
I fucked
But
this
this
part
alone
up.
doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much
You
problem.
should fucking lock these handbooks away. But no.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
A crime scene switch. Oh, so
That could
creative,
have been the end
Makoto.
of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Dumbass.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work.
I'm so confused. How did he stumble upon
He
it?
used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless
The
body.
bitch not close the door properly?
Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
I was right.
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other
I think
belongings,
Mondo's uncleaning you
arrived
this
at
week,
the sauna.
folks.
There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook.
I'm so proud of you, Makoto.
And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Face. Holy shit.
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence?
We just
You
presented
need
it.
evidence. You need proof!
We just
Without
did.
any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Evidence that Mondo's the killer that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Once I do, everything will become clear. Oh my god. Oh. A new element has been added to the bullet time battles. Would you like to hear? Yes, because I don't know. Let's talk about a little bit about fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. I'm not good at that though. At this point, even if you push the button at random, you won't miss. So you can push however you want during the opponent's verbal assault. Oh, right, mouse. This only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible of your time. Oh, Of course, it wouldn't be fair if you got access to only if you got access to special time, right? So you also prepare something called nega time that your opponent can use. The opponent activates nega time during the bullet time battle. Your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons. So as soon as he does it, that's when we should do it. If we were to activate fever time at this point, nothing will happen. I don't know what I'm worried about. I win. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use nega time. Dang it! Well then, good luck and have fun. Ah, shit. Ah, dang it. No, 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 no. No. It's shit.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False.
I'm so focused on this right now.
I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. Show me some evidence.
I fucked up so bad. Dang it. Not even the bitch we're trying to go against.
If my
True
thinking
bros.
so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Dang it. Nice, I got an A. 64, Mondo.
Bro, what are you saying?
Bro!
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just...
Bro!
give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
Bro!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Obviously
What's
the
it gonna
wrong
be?
one.
What's it gonna be?
Bro!
What?
Uh-oh, this time it looks like got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chikiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Owada. In case you were wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. Ow, my foot's so asleep. There's no way. No way he would kill someone. Oh my god, I'm dying.
Sorry.
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence to allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
Story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who didn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. I want to hear it. Anyway, there's once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness. Take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about it, even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken deep root inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. Not so easily. As it turns out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fate. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you do not survive. And then the lovely and faithful Anakuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dressed like a girl, Chihiro actually is a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrusted into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet,
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I could talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Unknowingly, he used this thread of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
that's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when somebody says, even though you're a boy, I'd be okay. I'll be okay. I'll get better. That thought at front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, today he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for somebody's help. But he wanted to tell the person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to,
Yeah, that's right.
it was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how importantly his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about this would help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become stronger. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, the must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep that promise he made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that is exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he's done?
Certainly.
That could be part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. Real purpose was to keep the promise between men he made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep a secret?
Because
if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, And everyone had been arguing about how she got in the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So, we tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all of that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
That's what triggered it after all. Possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone? We all know.
You're wrong.
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while you're on the subject, why don't I tell you? The embarrassing memory, the secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraffs across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever even got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome. I don't know. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. Epitome. Before anyone knew it, it had grown into the best biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. Gross. Well, Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang for his brother someday. His brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can somebody like that really be your leader? And all that do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why
I just...
I gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I'm gonna win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. Fucked up. Sorry. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Diane never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you're gonna keep the game together. Because it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. Jaya was going to lose this to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lies became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why. Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, the fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety, was down in my stomach, way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because, I mean, you kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I've been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're just saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weaknesses, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
No, Mom, I fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to throw my failure in my face?
I just wanted to.
No, I really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Jaya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey! I killed him.
Killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human being in cold blood. It couldn't cut free of his regret from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. You bastard. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead. Say that again. I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well,
That's what I promised you, right?
now.
The blockade that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Owada, the ultimate bike gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I said wait.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Mondo. Cage of Death. Fuck. Hondo butter. Ah! Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be. My brother. Another murder. Their execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But of course he had to. What a disappointment. It's the end of the game. Yakia?
What is this?
You're completely insane. You know that? A game. One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response. Except that.
However,
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made more things. It made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
They ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be
Well,
done.
I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. Spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What?
You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if I had been to the end of it, how boring would this have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little hand. I thought it would liven things up. We all did that. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene.
But
damn, man, if we hadn't figured out who really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before we reached that point. Of course, Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eye piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable somebody, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. Whoa.
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes. We're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next.
You
like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the
Mean.
Damn it!
Good grief. I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor. Then everyone will be revealed to me. And then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh,
The
how
noble son of a noble man.
exciting.
Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
Which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all
Oh,
riled
so
up.
cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtains closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew this wasn't the end. The killing game will still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fears and despair kept on multiplying. It was a kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of the courage, all our effort, our friendship, felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
One thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh, my, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Chapter 2, Boy's Life of Despair. The End. 10 surviving students. To be continued. You received the crazy diamond present. We are going to save here. Save over the trial. Sniff, sniff.
I know I shouldn't cry, but I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. getting out of here anytime soon? It's impossible. I can't let myself think about how much I want to get out of here. If I keep thinking like that, I might decide to.
Donuts. I need to eat some donuts. They'll cheer me up. Glazed donuts, twisty donuts, jelly donuts, cream-filled donuts, donut holes, malasadas.
Okay.
Oh god of donuts, I'm praying for a wonderful encounter. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for breaking the nighttime rule. Right now, for me, donuts are absolutely necessary. Huh?
Huh?
What's that sound?
Hmm.
Sounds like it's coming from the bathhouse.
But
I'm super scared, but is somebody there? Chapter 3. A Next Generation Legend. Stand Tall, Galactic Hero. Okay. And that is where we're going to end off. So yes, Mondo is dead. Chihiro was killed by Mondo. We're gonna see so much, trauma going on next episode. Woo! It's gonna be a good one, folks. But yes, that is end of Trial 2, end of Chapter 2. And that is how we're going to end stream tonight. A bit of a shorter stream. Also the first like 10-15 minutes I was just getting ready for stream because I got home super late. Oh my god, just my computer just keeps going. Oh, I'm like real laggy right now. But yes, so we are going to, who is the person talking Monokuma? What the fuck is Hina seeing? Um, who is gonna die next? Because obviously we're on chapter 3. Someone's gonna die. It's just a given. This game is about death. Yeah, I'm enjoying playing this so much. I have started posting the streams every other day, I believe. I posted the first stream from a few weeks ago on YouTube. Let me just make sure it's posted. I posted that last night, so you should go follow me if you want to watch the when obviously Taylor J's back? Wait. What? Hold up. I'm sorry. What the if y'all know the video that's like we can't show the men, we can shapeshift because they will go to the church and all that, like that, those videos where she means like "Ah!" at the end of it. She's back on YouTube. She said she'd be off YouTube for a while. Oh my god, I gotta save this video. I'm gonna watch this. I'm so confused. Is she back? Uh, She literally posted a 2-second video for her Patreon. That's so funny. Oh my god. Okay, cool. Anyways, that just popped up on me. um yeah, I'm pretty sure I've updated everything at this point. So yes, the first video was posted 4 days ago. The second video was posted yesterday. I have a schedule of the videos coming out now from the stream. So I believe, let me check something. I believe I'm gonna have to go to like my manage videos. I think it's in the studio. I'm relearning how all this works. Yeah, so I have them scheduled the 5th, the 7th, and the 9th, and I'm gonna get all of my streams up to this point up and scheduled and ready to go. They drop every other day at 12. I will probably just keep it to I might change the scheduling on some of them and do it like 3 times a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. As I stream 4 days a week, and then I will upload every other and then post 3 days a week. That gives me a chance if something happens and I can't post a video or I can't stream, I'm not like scrambling trying to find something to post. And yeah, so I'll probably keep this, but then starting at what day is the 9th? The 9th is a Saturday. So then 11th, 13th, 15th, and then we're going to keep posting from there. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, so y'all should follow me on social media after this is done, and we will talk when we stream, which I believe is on Wednesday. I will though because I don't know my own schedule. Why would I know my own schedule, guys? Ah. And God, can my work stop?
Loud.
God, someone stop. Stop. I just got a message from work. Also, my face is. Oh God. Uh. I am now. Right. Oh, that. Okay. What the fuck are they wanting us to do now? Schedule. There we go. Yes, next time I'm playing will be 7 o'clock on Wednesday. Those are. Okay, I gotta deal with work stuff while I'm not even on work. Okay. step step for each store, one for every store, and will this from? You gotta give us a few more details about stuff. Anyways, besides the point. Anyways, I'm gonna call it a night. Hope everyone enjoyed. I will see you all on Wednesday, and see you later. Bye, guys.